So in this lesson, I will discuss how we can obtain a valid MAC address, which is necessary for communication over Ethernet. So every device you create need a unique MAC address. So for each of the device you manufacture, you need a unique MAC address, and that is also a valid MAC address. So obtaining this MAC address from the authority which issues this MAC address could be costly for small companies. Big companies can easily obtain these MAC addresses because they don't have that much budget issues. They can spend lots of dollars. So in this video, I will discuss the method that I use personally to obtain valid MAC address, unique and valid MAC addresses for all my products. So what I do, there is a EEPROM chip available from a company called Microchip, and this is a very special kind of EEPROM chip. It is a very simple I2C EEPROM chip, but it is unique in the way that it also has an integrated MAC address inside it. So what I do, I actually purchase these chips and then use a device programmer. And I put the chip on the device programmer and use the software to read the memory of that EEPROM IC. And in the EEPROM IC at the bottom address, they store a unique MAC address. And from there, I copy the MAC address and just paste that MAC address in my source code. And in this way, I obtain a valid MAC address that I can use. And later on in the video, I will discuss another technique because putting this MAC address every time for a new device in the source code is not possible if you are creating hundred or thousands of devices. For example, you cannot compile this source code using this STM32 cube ID each time you create a copy of your device, because each device need a unique MAC address. And if you flash the same hex code that you have compiled using this STM32 cube ID in all of the product, then all of your product each of your product will get the same MAC address and it will not work. So you need a unique MAC address in each of your device, each instance of your device. So that is why in that case, what we have to do, in that case we have to interface this MAC address chip to our STM32 chip using I2C and read the values in runtime. And that is, read the MAC address from this MAC address chip and then program the same MAC address to your ENC28J60. In this way, each of your device will get a unique MAC address and you don't have to compile the code every time. The code will be same because the MAC address is read from the EEPROM IC at runtime. So this method is suited for when you are creating the production version of your devices. While this copy and pasting in the source code, that technique you can use while you are prototyping your device. So now let us see all this thing in details.